There we go. Okay, welcome to the ACAP webinar. This is our October webinar, and I am so happy that we're going to talk about healthy and active aging in Bangladesh, Nepal, and Taiwan. So these are very new faces on the block here in the international set. So we have Didar Hossain, Mohammed Didar Hossain, and he is from Bangladesh, but has recently accepted a job at the Grand Valley State University in Michigan, a beautiful place. And then we also have Kalesekes, Kaciljaan, we call her Kala, and she's a Paiwan tribal member from Auckland, New Zealand, and also a recent grad from the University of Hawaii, as is Didar. And we're lucky to have Bal Krishna Thapa Magar, who is the patron and founder of the senior citizen Chautari Thecho in Nepal. So people very dedicated to gerontology and aging and healthy aging and active aging in these countries. We're just very happy to feature them tonight. So let me tell you a little bit about ACAP. We are a voluntary organization with no dues, and our mission is to share friendship and best practices for active aging across the region. Our number one benefit is learning from each other. So we have these webinars to share what we're doing and how we can learn from each other. We have bulletins and we have monthly webinars, and we like to participate in conferences whenever we can, when there's no pandemic and when there's enough funds. We also have a website, which is I'm directing to you here on this slide. We have 1,400 members, more than 1,400 members across the whole country, the whole world, the globe. But primarily our members are in the Asia Pacific region. Sometimes people will join from Africa or send their bots to record us, but mostly we are in the Asia Pacific region, a region that is experiencing rapid aging, and it's wonderful to learn from each other. It's free to join, and please email me if you're not already on our mailing list and you'd like to be. For our webinar series, we try to have a webinar every month. This is our 2024 schedule. You can see we're on October, but if you look, you can see that the different topics that we cover, from housing to well-being to intergenerational connectivity, to elder abuse. We feature Africa, we feature Canada, we feature Japan, we're featuring New Zealand. So it's just a very exciting time. And Nargis, who's on this call, will be presenting in December in our next generation of researchers. So it's just an opportunity for all of us to learn from each other. In November, I'd like to say that we're going to have a webinar on active aging and learning in New Zealand. And these are our speakers. So you're certainly welcome to come to this. After this webinar, I'll start advertising the November webinar. And you can see that it's sponsored. Every ACAP member takes a month to organize a webinar. And next month it is Brian Finson, our New Zealand representative, who's organizing our webinar for us. So today we had over 60 people register from 20, well, not quite 20, from 17 different countries. So look here and look at these countries. If you come from a different country, please let us know. Write it in the chat so I can put it on this slide. But in registering, these are the different countries that came up. Of course, the people in UK wrote to me. They wanted to come, but it is 3 in the morning. So I told them I'd just send them the recording. Okay, welcome, Dr. Bala. Glad you're here.
Hello.
Hi. So I'd like to introduce our speakers.
First, good morning, Catherine.
Good morning, Dr. Bala.
Thank you.
Yeah, oops, I lost my slideshow. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to have 3 speakers today. So our first will be Mohammed Hossain, but we call him Didar, and he's an assistant professor of social work at Grand Valley State University in Michigan. And he also works as an executive member of the International Affairs for the Bangladesh Gerontological Association. He earned his PhD in productive aging and psychological well-being of older adults in Bangladesh from the University of Hawaii at Manoa. And I was on his committee. I'm so proud. Kalesekes, Kaciljaan, or we call her Kala, but she also has a Chinese name, which is easier for me to pronounce, Huang, born and raised in a chief family in the Paiwan community in Taiwan. And she came to Hawaii in 2019 for her PhD and graduated this summer. Her husband shares her passion for Indigenous health development and research, and they moved to New Zealand to learn from the Maori experience. So that's why she's all bundled up, because it's still cold there. I'm going to put you on mute, Dr. Bala. Just hang on. There you go. And Bal Krishna Thapa Magar is the patron and founder president of Senior Citizen Chataro Thecho. And he has 15 years of experience as a paramedic and social worker, and he is a PhD student right now studying the quality of life of elderly people in Nepal. And he just told me he used to live in Seattle, which is where I am, and he was a social worker here in the United States for 2 years. So welcome all of you. This is very exciting to hear about these different countries about which I don't know that much. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to invite Didar to start us off. Hello, Jose, glad you could come. So can you, oh, here's some more. Gary Simon is coming. Oh, Melody is here. Melody, hello. Katinka is here. Oh my goodness, this is wonderful today. Very nice. Okay, so Didar, the stage is yours.
All right, just a few more moments. Is it showing okay, Professor?
It's showing okay, but I think if you can make it a big screen, that would be helpful. Maybe under view, maybe view is, you can open up and do slideshow. Oops.
Sorry, let me try one more
Catherine
time.
Klein, thank you for joining.
How about now?
Is it? What time is it?
Click the slideshow, Didar. Click on the slideshow.
It's 10:30 to 11:30 at night.
Oh, not too bad, not too bad.
How about now?
Yep, that's perfect.
All right. Thank you so very much, Professor Brown, and all of you joining here us today. So without further ado, I want to share my presentation for today. And the title I fixed is Nature and Meaning of Activism in Rural Bangladesh. And so actually, I am going to share a part of my PhD dissertation that I defended on May 1st. So before sharing kind of specifically findings, a part of the findings of my dissertation, I want to share some backgrounds on that regarding the population aging scenarios in Bangladesh, that according to the World Bank data, Bangladesh is the 8th largest populated country in the world. The size of the population is 171 million, with 60% living in rural areas. People aged 60 and over are considered as older adult based on the definition of United Nations, and also guided by the national policy for the older adults in the year 2013. About 10% are older adults right now in Bangladesh, and this percentage is projected to be 25% in the year 2050. Currently, the official retirement age is 59, whereas the life expectancy is about 73 years. So similar to the population distribution in the national level, the majority of older adults live in rural Bangladesh. Older adults in rural areas are more vulnerable based on the literature review due to socioeconomic insecurity, limited access to health, education, engagement, community resources, quality of life, etc., compared to their urban counterparts. So they also depend on limited personal and family resources, And interestingly, literature says that older women remain more vulnerable as cultural outlook and lack of appropriate policies limit their access. So regarding the health and well-being status of older adults, again, based on the literature review I had so far, so older adults have higher psychological challenges than other age groups. For instance, a study shows that about 88% of older adults with chronic health conditions had severe mental disorders. Older women reported a higher level of psychological distress than older men. Older adults in rural and marginalized communities experience a higher burden of mental health related disparities. Disorders that older adults in rural areas suffer from often go unrecognized. And there is a significant lack of healthcare and appropriate services across rural areas for older adults. So there are some evidences of active aging and well-being outcome based on the literature that older adults are productive and contribute for the family within the challenged socioeconomic structure of rural Bangladesh. The older men are the main participants in paid work and community services, whereas women were engaged in domestic tasks and pasturing animals. Active aging research found that active aging is highly effective to enhance health and quality of life. And also literature shows that high levels of activeness for the older adults lower the risk of being an abused older adult. So based on the literature, so my PhD dissertation, I actually conducted a multi-method research design, meaning I conducted both qualitative and quantitative studies simultaneously, in the meantime separately, but I kind of synthesizing my findings of both of the studies. So altogether, I explored perceptions, patterns, benefit, and challenges of active aging. And also I kind of statistically tried to explore the association of productive behavior, productive engagements of older adults with their mental health kind of psychological well-being outcome. So my participants for the qualitative study was, my sample size was like 16 older adults from both male and female. Then the mean age of the participants were 66.5 years. Their average years of education was more than 6 years. The average annual income was 182,500 in BDT, which is equivalent to $1,825. For the quantitative study, sample size was 240. Mean age was more than 67 years. Gender, regarding the gender, like about 36% are female. Then mean year of education was slightly 6 years, and income was, for the quantitative study, more than $1,600. So part of a quantitative study, this is kind of the one of the descriptive tables I want to share, that especially this table and this part of the result shows that how much engagements in my quantitative study I found against different types of productive or active aging, like paid work, non-financial activities, involvement in caregiving, involvement in volunteering. So I found that over 53% were involved in paid work out of my 240 participants. And then over 85% were involved in non-financial activities. About 38% of respondents were engaged in caregiving activities. About 39% reported they volunteered in the past month. So for the qualitative part, I actually organized my findings under 6 major themes. So from now on, I'm going to kind of highlight the themes and also going to share some selected quotes from the participants in support of the theme. So the first theme is that active aging is necessary for older adults in rural Bangladesh. So 13 participants out of 16 who remain engaged in different productive roles address that older adults do not always choose to work, but situations force them to in many cases. Most respondents reported financial factors as leading cause of their engagement in paid work. 5 of them were only wage earners for their families. Working in the labor markets, caring for long periods then facing stereotypes at workplace, etc., is stressful for many older adults. Still, they need to work for their support and survival. So in support of this team, I want to share a couple of quotes from the participants. So ID1 reported that my job is still my identity, my very last resort, a support to maintain my livelihood. I am the only wage earner in the family, and financially, my family entirely depends on my income. And then ID12 reported, as a widow and old woman, I wish I could skip this tedious work, but I don't have financial and family support. I must buy food and medicines and manage other utility bills. So here's the thing too, which is older adults feel obligated to, and for the most part, want to keep contributing to their families and communities. Each older adult in my study, a qualitative study, felt a sense of responsibility for their family in the challenging socioeconomic conditions of rural Bangladesh. Most participants want to support their families through paid work or other non-financial activities. 5 participants shared that they don't want to abandon their the productive engagements and related habits that they have had for so many years for personal and family life. And 3 participants shared for their contribution and engagement in the community. So I included several quotes for this theme. I did 3. I mean, one of the participants said, "My daughters often tell me to quit this job. I know they care for me, but I understand they struggle with managing everything. So I should continue working and supporting my children as much as I can." Another participant says, "Nowadays I spend time with my granddaughter as my daughter works full time. And this little angel is the center of my daily life. She gives me hope and pleasure to live longer. And my babysitting supports my daughter to continue her job." And then ID5 reported that I feel connected with communities based on my sense of belonging and my religious beliefs and practices. As member of different community groups, we often organize charity events, promote education, and mediate community disputes. Then the theme 3 is activating benefits the health and well-being of older adults. So 9 participants mentioned that their productive roles keep them physically active and emotionally resilient based on their perceptions and experience. Being productive in paid work, caregiving, etc. in old age allow them to meet other people, develop new relationships and connections, enjoy autonomy, and feel empowered by participating in decision-making that impacts their lives, livelihood, and well-being. So here are the several quotations I want to share that ID14 mentioned. "My work keeps me busy and gives me a reason to get up early in the morning. I believe being productive can make life meaningful. I don't feel better if I pass a lazy day. Doing something for me, my family, and close people is always a pleasure." Another participant said, "I am happy that I'm still self-dependent. I earn money and lead a respectable life with my family." Similarly, seeing other adults actively engage in various productive activities is always admirable. I think society does respect the elderly who contribute productively. So then theme 4 is gender norms influence the patterns and options for productive aging. Across the interviews, participants recognized gender norms as highly influential factor that often determining the patterns and options for productive aging for older adults in rural Bangladesh. Each female participant said they had fewer options regarding paid work and volunteering than their male counterparts. In contrast, older women were the major contributors to non-financial activities in household and also caregiving roles. So one of the participants said, "I take care of my family property such as fish ponds, domesticating cows and other animals, nurturing the gardens, supervising farming on my lands, my labors, managing family finances, etc. Additionally, I buy groceries, pay utility bills, and go to the bank. My wife manages household chores, including cooking, laundry, and feeding animals." Then an older woman said, "As an older woman, I am not entitled to any loans or financial and employment support from the government or non-profit organization because of my age, gender identity. Only a handful of older women work in the neighborhood." So the theme 5 is age and physical health influence the patterns and options for active aging. Data shows that in my findings, 8 participants reported that they don't find the interest and energy to continue paid work that requires a substantial level of physical fitness, which they lack due to their old age and chronic health conditions. Several participants feel they need a complete retirement from their jobs and related stresses. So here, ID14 reported my work requires physical and emotional strengths that I lack substantially. And I want to quit the paid caregiving positions as I grow older and lose my strength in manual labor. I cannot work for long hours due to fragile health, and especially I have been suffering from chronic chest pain, high blood pressure, and diabetes. And then ID7 said, as a woman with advanced old age, low education, and sickness, I have nothing except waiting for financial support from my family and relatives. And here is my last theme that says, stereotypes and less social support influence the patterns and options for active aging. So I want to share several quotes and in support of this theme, and I think this quotes better explain this theme. So one of the participants said, I heard several remarks directly or indirectly from some politically and socially influential young leaders in the neighborhood that I am too old to participate in the community arbitration, or I was not the right choice for being a member of the management committee of the local educational and socio-cultural bodies and their activisms. Another participant says, employers are not interested in recruiting older employees. Even in the same workplace, employers pay lower wages to older employees than younger ones. Sometimes I face negative remarks from younger colleagues. I rarely receive appreciation, though I work hard. And lastly, another participant shared, I am unhappy with my current job, but I don't have an alternative. With my limited capacities at this age, I cannot quickly get a new job or switch to another job from this work. So despite limitation, I'm not going to share because of time constraints, but the findings, my research findings, part of my research findings became able to provide several policy implications that might include increase retirement age, then encourage public and private employers to make quotas for recruiting older adults, provide financial support for self-employment for older adults, extend microfinancing services and financial literacy training, expand healthcare services, education and vocational training, strengthen the social security program to support older adults engaged in household chores, non-financial work, and caregiving. Finally, create age-friendly volunteering and community service programs. That's it. Thank you so very much for your patience hearing.
Very good. It's very exciting to see these themes, and I'm sure they resonate with other people, you know, that there's gender roles, that health plays an issue in active aging, but that many people really feel like, well, and finances, of course, but many people feel like it's good to continue to contribute, that there's meaning in continuing to contribute to family and community. So thank you very much, Didar. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if you could stop sharing, we'll go to our next presenter, which is Kala. And Kala is going to be presenting on her research in Taiwan Indigenous elders' views of health and healthy aging. So Kala, please go ahead.
Let me find the presenter view first.
Yes, we can see it.
You can see the presentation, not my notes, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So, Jawai Amapuliat, Dian de Kalesekes Kaciljaan. Aloha mai kako, I'm Kalesekes Kaciljaan. I'm glad to be here and share the achievement of me and our Vuvu. Vu is the our language means the elders in Paiwan Tribe. And here I thank for the elders from my hometown. And this is the topic for today, Taiwan Indigenous Paiwan Elders' Views of Health and Healthy Aging. Please let me know if you want to have discussion with me, or you can leave me a message. And here's the outline for today. First, I will talk you through.
Kala, it turned into your presentation with all the notes. Before it was
really?
working, but now it's turned, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, how can I do that? Maybe I show here.
Slideshow, maybe?
Is
Okay.
that Google Slides?
No, it's the normal Google the PowerPoint slide.
There is a presenter view.
How about now?
No, this is the notes.
Oh, cool. Oh,
Okay. We can see the notes. Okay, now.
I don't know how to use this.
There, try that one, swap.
This?
Yeah.
What about now? How about now?
Yes, perfect.
All right. Okay. I waste my time, so I need to go the next slide. Okay, let me feature on indigenous peoples in Taiwan. And indigenous peoples compose only 2% of the total population in Taiwan, and nearly 98% of Taiwan's population is Han Chinese. And the indigenous peoples were concentrated on the east coast and central and the mountains areas of Taiwan. So we can see the right side of the picture in the green areas. At the end of 2023, the indigenous population was 589,038. According to the information from the Ministries of Interior of Taiwan, and there are 16 indigenous groups are officially recognized in Taiwan. So more information about Paiwan people and the Jinfeng Township, where is my research focus on. Paiwan people are living in the eastern and the south part of Taiwan, and this dissertation, my research is focused on the Jinfeng Township, and 90% of the whole population are indigenous Paiwan in Jinfeng. And Jinfeng has 5 villages, and Jinfeng has population of 3,700. About 10% of the residents are over 65 years old. And the community chief, which we call Mama Zhang is the primary root. And 15 chiefs are in the Jinfeng Township. For example, my village, Xinxing village, has 8 chiefs. And indigenous Paiwan peoples have no written language system, and we can still see the influence of traditional practice, like people are still hunting and giving the prey to the chief family, and the chief will distribute and share the food to the families that this chief is caring for. And this is the same as the crops. And however, nowadays the Paiwan chiefs are neither legal entity for incorporated into the national system. They cannot receive the government subsidies and must fund the ritual activities themselves, which becomes a great burden and leads to inaction. So how is aging has been influenced on Taiwan and indigenous communities? Most of the health research related to the indigenous people was based on a Western concept of the medicine and the lifestyle. And the indigenous people in Taiwan were often blamed for their health disparities and compared to the Han Chinese. And also, health studies do not consider the negative effects of colonization, which changed the tribal ethics and negatively influenced the status of indigenous health. And the researcher Gui, he is Paiwan person, and conclude that the one-size-fits-all model of the Han-based healthcare system has led to the social exclusion and the welfare marginalization of Pingdong's indigenous people. As the population of Taiwan is aging swiftly, it can be expected to the age population to grow up 40% in 2060. So there's a resource from 2022 The comparison pictures at the right-hand side at the top is showing the numbers of indigenous population consist of the children, middle-aged, and older adults. And the green box is indigenous peoples in the rural area. Other hand is indigenous peoples live in non-rural area. I try to use this comparison to indicate the aging index. As we can see, the ratio is quite different because there were nearly 20,000 fewer indigenous children in rural area because the indigenous peoples have been moving to the cities where the place they can have a more job opportunity. However, this could be updated. So as the indigenous population in Taiwan ages, an indigenous cultural lens for health and elder care is needed to guide the development of elder care policy and the services that fit these indigenous communities. A holistic views on healthy aging are common in indigenous communities. An indigenous scholar who is from indigenous Bunong community in Taiwan pointed out that the indigenous interpretation of relationship between the spiritual world and the natural things and the human worldview. The promotion of indigenous elder services must be closely related to the traditional beliefs of the indigenous peoples, and the cultural integration grasps the principle of the aging in place and fully hold the cultural differences and the concerns of the various ethnic groups. And also, current researchers of health study need to consider and recognize indigenous people not as research subjects, but as a community partner with the different views and the needs for well-being. However, in Taiwan, there is no research to assist indigenous people in defining health and healthy aging from indigenous perspectives. So with this background, my goal is to developing a cultural lens for the Paiwan tribe of Taiwan by exploring indigenous definitions of health and healthy aging and the preferences for the elder care, and assisting indigenous Paiwan elders to improve the structure and the cultural relevance of services and the policy around long-term care for their communities. Initially, this is the conceptual model of my dissertation, and the findings from the 3 studies were analyzed together and to understand the Paiwan elder views of healthy aging and the services preferences. So, but for today, I decided to share more details on the second research with the qualitative study. It comes with the research question, and how do Paiwan elders see health and healthy aging? So I conducted a focus group with the Paiwan elders on their perspectives and their thoughts regarding health and healthy aging. So this study collect qualitative data through 130 minutes interviewed of focus group to discuss in the indigenous Paiwan elders meaning of healthy aging. And it was guided by 15 open-ended questions adopted from a study by Lewis from Alaska, and that successfully explored the meaning of healthy aging among Alaska Native elders. In data analysis, the themes and the sub-themes from the transcripts were put into Excel and to create a code book. A connection between categories and themes in the code book were used to further my understanding of their views of health in Paiwan community and to conceptualize the health and healthy aging of the Paiwan community. Once the code book was agreed upon, I counted how many elders spoke to each themes and sub-themes and identified the quotes from the transcript and illustrated the themes and the sub-themes. So in participants, age range was 55 to above 80 years old. 4 went to our current daycare station, while 6 did not go, and 3 females and 7 males, and 1 chief of a tribe and several of them have roles in their tribes. I thought about things like what language they like to use and what they have been through in life, and a big age gap of over 30 years, and education, and where I stand in our community. And the fact that my mom is the head of the local government social welfare department. But before we go into the focus group discussion, I made sure to introduce and disclosure myself and keep things private and thank them and let them know I really cared about what they want to share for this study. And then we finalized 3 themes are factors that promote successful aging, and how to define an elder, and opinions on daycare station. And so I will go each main themes and followed by the sub themes. So from the focus group discussion, we talked about the factors that promote successful aging, and sub things are below for showing. For example, interaction with others, being alone and less interaction with others and lead unsuccessful aging. Learning new things, for example, they have opportunities of sing and dance and make friends, and they could participate in other activities at daycare stations, and then this seems to reduce their fatigue. Giving back to the communities and family, self-care, self-value, and self-health, example of experiencing healthy aging. From the code, at this age, I want everyone to be able to interact with each other, to lead and to improve our community. And there are elders in every tribe. If every tribe has an elder like someone they mentioned, they can pass on good practice to the next generation, which can improve the community. A healthy old man may have done some contribution to his family and living environment and the economy. A cultural relevant to aging, relationship with the indigenous land, being able to passing good values of the Paiwan culture. From the code, no matter how old we are, we will still rely on the land. And when the elderly are sick, they still go to the field, to the land. The land is our mission, blah, blah, blah. And it is the same for us. Let the land be our best brother. So the participant reminded that the Taiwan government officially think indigenous Paiwan age 55 and older as elders, and they can have access to the government assistance. Then contentious pointed emerge for further exploration, such as disparities between biological indicators of aging and social and societal experiences of aging. And we also discuss about the clues of aging and a good personality of wisdom, and take good care of family and make contribution to community, and willing to pass down the cultural knowledge to the young generation. For example, as long as he has good character and serve the community, it can be say it's the elders. He has this kind of idea and ability to lead the family and the community, and can lead everyone. Only in this way can he be considered an elder. And next, no need to identify elder by ages. Participants say, you don't need to use age to define whether you are an elder. I think an elder will take care of his family and think about the community. It doesn't have to be very old. And now we must to recognize elders regardless of whether they are young or old. If we talk about elders, we will talk about their characters, and just like young people have ideas, I have forgotten a lot when I'm older. We also talk more on opinions on the current daycare stations. They agree that daycare stations have potential to serve the goal of healthy aging, if including more flexibility. Like first one, considering the economic status of elder, increasing the accessibility of tribal participation. First, providing stipends or covering the insurance for all the participants in daycare station with economic concern. If the elder have stable economy, they can support themselves or their families, they probably will consider joining the daycare stations. Increasing the spacing for the senior activities, for example, one elder say, the station should again have large vegetable garden, perfect for the crops they could make, and but could have managed the agricultural land, and increasing the accessibility of the tribal participation. For example, I also prefer tribes to do this health promotion work. Why do I say this? If the public sector can establish tribal organization and give them a task, it will be very feasible. After all, there are no long-term public sector plans. It was decided directly by the tribe and that we should let the tribe do this work. The young people in each tribe are very capable and they can take on this task. We should return to our traditional leaders system. In the past, the leader would have taken care of the widow and the widowers. So this study represents the first attempt in Taiwan to construct the research on the meaning of healthy aging among Paiwan elders. Throughout the course of this study, Indigenous elders conclude to be mere subject of the research, rather they become the focal point guiding the study toward a more indigenous-centric approach. And consequently, there's a need for more interpretation rooted in the traditional cultural significance and participation from the diverse perspectives. A limitation in the study may have includes issues translating questions from English to Mandarin and the Paiwan language, potentially leading to responses deviating from the expected direction. Additionally, time constraints may have imposed limitations on focus group discussions to feed all the questions into the discussion. Furthermore, there may be issues regarding the representativeness of participants, despite the inclusion of 2 elders from each village, potentially leading to deficiency in the characteristics of the participant pool. In implications, encouraging various fields to focus on the issue concerning Indigenous elders, consider issues of representativeness among research subjects, such as gender proportions when designing research. So I want to quickly present the rest of my research finding. On the left, you can see the 6 themes from my literature review, which highlight the concept of Indigenous elderhood and their interplay with the healthy aging context. On the right side, I especially evaluate the current daycare participation and the preference among local Indigenous elders in my hometown, analyzing a total of 211 one-on-one surveys. So while this 3 studies focus on the health issue of elders from Indigenous communities, the importance of aging issues requires multi-dimensional discussions grounded in the perspectives of health equity, historical justice, and the respect for the ethnic diversity. Although I only presented the method of the result section of one of my study, I still want to take this moment to summarize and align with the findings of these 3 studies from the bottom to the top. So qualitative study and the survey study agreed with the activities and the health check, but could be improved by preserved cultural and land use activities and involve traditional tribal governance structure. And literature review and the qualitative study found that the idea of healthy aging and elderhood were intertwined, and elderhood is not defined by age. Rather, it is based in an elder's characters, the the commitment to the culture and the community and the next generation. Within this definition of elderhood, healthy aging means to become an elder. And finally, healthy aging equal become an elder. This means to become a person of good characters who continues to contribute to the community and help provide a vision for the future based on the tradition and motivate the indigenous Paiwan elders to become healthier for protect the whole tribe. Also, some implication and recommendation for recommendations for dissertation in policy and practice, increasing space for the related to community cultural participation to make them more community oriented rather than just government agency. Consideration of economic conditions of elderly individuals in their later years. The establishment of a daycare station requires more involvement of the tribal cultural thinking and the participation of the entire community system in the design. In research, future researchers are encouraged to explore their other indigenous groups and the different age groups within them. Due to the scarcity of the health data in Taiwan's indigenous communities, not only prioritize the qualitative study, but also establish a quantitative database to support the empirical research. For instance, in my questionnaire surveys of this dissertation, I have learned that detailed efforts in questionnaire design can enhance the usability of the original database, such as by including income bracket and the welfare subsidy status for the older respondents, involving tribal leaders and elders in study design. I anticipate the future research will build upon the methods and finding of this dissertation to conduct action research and evaluate the elder care program. So in the end, I want to share some thought. Through my dissertation, I feel like by exploring the indigenous healthy aging is equal to find how indigenous people to sustain their culture, their lives, and their territories. So showing off my picture. Okay, thank you. Thank you again. My name is Kalesekes Kaciljaan. I'm from a small village, Sapulu, of Taiwan. And I always say that I have followed the step of my ancestor to the future. Also, I want to thank Dr. Brahm. She was my supervisor in my PhD program. And thanks for inviting me to share my experience in today's presentation. And I will keep learning from the community I love. Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kala. I think the striking thing for me in this research is really the fact that it's not that you just need to be healthy and then you are a successful ager, but you need to become an elder of good character. And then if you're a good elder of good character, then you can say that you aged successfully. So it's a little bit backwards from the Western view, but it's a very important distinction, I think. Wonderful. So our third speaker is Bal Krishna Thapa Magar from Nepal. And I think we're going to start with a video. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, so I'm going to try my best to share this video and make sure that it has sound. Yes, it should work. So please.
मिलन हाम्रो चौतारी गाउँ सहर चौतारी मिलन हाम्रो चौतारी गाउँ सहर चौतारी आहा उपचारको केन्द्र हो यो ज्येष्ठ नागरिक चौतारी कयो चौतारीले सेवा दिन पाइरहो ज्ञान दिने सन्ततिलाई हुर्काई बढाई पौरख र सिप दिने नागरिक ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आदरणीय छन् सधैँ ज्येष्ठ नागरिक र लालन पालन गर्ने उनै आफ्नो घाँस कटाएर लालन पालन गर्ने उनै ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आदरणीय छन् सधैँ ज्येष्ठ नागरिक ज्येष्ठ नागरिक ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आदरणीय छन् सधैँ ज्येष्ठ नागरिक ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आदरणीय छन् सधैँ ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आदरणीय छन् सधैँ ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आदरणीय छन् सधैँ ज्येष्ठ गर्ने सेवा दिने संस्था हो यो चौतारी 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 ज्येष्ठ नागरिक चौतारी
Okay. Oh my goodness, there's nothing like watching a little video. And I think,
Thank
Bal
you.
Krishna, was that you leading the chair yoga there?
Yes.
So,
Thank you so much for watching the video. This is activities from the senior citizen Chautari. So may I start?
yes, please. Can you put it in the slide mode? Oops. Now it got very small.
Very small.
Yeah, go hit one of these buttons or under view, maybe if you go up to the top to view. Now I see your
Now
notes.
okay.
No,
Now okay.
no, now we see your notes. Go to the display settings and do the switch. Or
Playing now. Hello.
yeah, can you go to view at the top?
Hello.
View at the top, and then try to see if you can do the slideshow.
I share already.
Ah, there's Kala's baby.
Hi. Ooh. Eh? Hi. Oh no, no, don't touch that. Hi. Hi. Say
Hi.
hi. Say hi, that one. Say no. 나나서서. Yeah. No, 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 don't touch that. No, no.
Okay, Bal Krishna,
Hi.
how's it coming?
Oh no,弟弟，不要弄，不要弄，哎，哎呀，不要弄，快弄，等一下，哎，哎，哦 no，
Hi, Catherine. Is
Yeah.
can see now? Hello.
Yeah, this is fine. You can do it like this.
Okay. So
Okay.
can I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Namaste. I'm from Nepal. My name is Bal Krishna Thapa Magar. So I am the patron and founder president of Senior Citizen Chautari. So it was established on 29 August 2019. So its mission is to promote and protect the health rights of senior citizens of Nepal. So since 2099, SCC is conducting free health aging activities in the community of Nepal, which I saw in the video. So this is the map of the Nepal, where the 7 colors is 7 provinces divided into the by color. So in the older people's currently is 29,77,318 according to census of 2021. So I found in the old record in the first old assembly in the aging in 1982 at Vienna. So since the starting for the research in the old age people. So similarly, 14 December 1990, the United Nations General Assembly designated October 1st as International Day of the Older Persons. Similarly, in the United Nations International Conference on Aging, organized in 1991, the term elder is defined as the population is 60 years and above. So this is the definition. So how is increasing is credit to the elder people is going to decrease in the fertility rates, increasing life expectancy, improve medical care, nutrition, healthcare, education, income, among others. So here the life expectancy in the old record is 73 years. The female is 76 and male is 70.7. So if you see the rank wise, the highest rank is Hong Kong is the highest life expectancy, looks at 85.63. So Nepal is 139 rank. Nepal is currently 70.64 is life expectancy. So if you see the older people's status here, by 2019, it was the 1 billion. So by 2030 will be 1.4 billion. Similarly, by 2050 will be double, is 2.1. So we need to think for senior citizens what we can do. So this chart is showing is like 1950 was only the 13%. So if I see the by 2050, it will be 16.51 going to increase the elders peoples in the world. So now I'm showing the Nepal's geriatric situation of Nepal. When the 1950, there was only the 5%. So currently is the 2021 is like a 10.21, like the total total population of the Nepal. So this is the figure of the senior citizens in Nepal. So similarly, projected elderly population in Nepal is
I think we lost you.
created
There
the
you go.
healthy aging word in 1992. So here's the definition of healthy aging. So similarly, the National Healthy Aging Month is
Bal Krishna, oops. Okay. Let's see, maybe I can run the slideshow for Bal Krishna, and that way maybe he won't fall out. Bal Krishna, are you here? Oops.
Oops.
Oops, he's not here. Oh dear.
sorry for you drop the
There. Yeah, you dropped out.
net.
Bal
So
Krishna, I think I can do the slides
So
for
it's okay
you.
now.
Can I do the slides
Hello?
for you? Can I do the slides for you? That may be helpful.
My sound. Hello, Kaciljaan.
Yes, we can hear you, but is it okay if I do the slides for you?
Hello.
Can you see them?
Hey,
Yes.
sound is okay now.
How about, can you see the
Wow.
slides? Can you see the slides?
Okay, can I start?
Try to share your screen. I don't
This
think we can
problem?
hear you. Yeah, we're having trouble hearing you. Bal Krishna? Okay, I think we are having some technical difficulties. Well, while we wait, are there any questions for Didar and Kala? Songhee, I'm sorry you missed Didar's presentation.
I had another meeting that I committed to attend before that.
Thank you, Professor Huang. I'm glad that you were here. And nice to see you again. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining.
I'm so excited that you shared your dissertation work with this wonderful audience.
Mhm.
And here's one of your classmates, Katinka. Good to see you.
Hi,
Yes,
Katinka.
good to be here.
Katinka is working on her dissertation too. Yay.
Oh yes, working hard. I'm working on interviewing deaf educators. So
Excellent.
that's upcoming.
Excellent, excellent, good. Good to have another gerontologist among us. Okay, any questions or comments?
Kala, sorry if I missed it, but do you what's your plan for further studies?
For further study,
For publishing?
yeah, I'm working on publishing maybe two of my
Now it's
studies
okay?
now
Oh,
so far. Yeah.
oh, awesome.
I'm not planning to pursuing another degree because I'm done.
Katin, you can see now. Sorry for the.
Okay, okay, you're back, Bal Krishna.
So my net problem. Sorry for that one. So now
Keep going.
okay. The UN is 2021 2030 is. Sorry for disturbance. Sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, might. Okay, so the UN decided the UN decade is 2021-2030 with the global collaboration and aligning with the last 10 years of the Sustainable Development Goal to improve the lives of the older people, their families, and the communities in which lives. So that's why. So now is senior citizen Chautar is looking for to do something from my part. So I'm starting from the social work in the Redmond Senior Center. By 2017, I was there. So I have the 15 years experience in the paramedical stuff. So now I'm the retirement. So then I start to work as a social work. So when I come back in Nepal 2019, I established the senior citizen Chautari Thecho. So this is the logo of the senior citizen Chautari. So Chautari means a typical word of the Nepali. So it means is the senior citizens sitting in the under tree and they're chatting each other. So this is the meaning of the Chautari. So this is the location of Bagmati province. Here is the senior citizen Chautari's headquarters. This is the headquarters. And its mission is to promote and protect the health rights of senior citizens of Nepal. So senior citizen Chautari is dedicated to healthy aging in the community of Nepal by a healthy aging activity program, promoting awareness of needs and resources that support senior citizens through life transitions. So its objective is preventing and controlling non-communicable disease. So ACC has been conducting free sugar checkup, blood pressure, and other medical checkup, chair yoga, psychosocial counseling, and support as needed. So similarly, currently is the SCC is serving from 3 districts. The names are Kathmandu, Lalitpur, and Kabre. These districts are under Bagmati province. So Lalitpur have a 6 location, and the Kathmandu is 1, and Kabre is 1. So total we are working as a healthy activities program from the 8 location currently. So his future plan is Nepal has 7 provinces and 77 districts. So SC is planning to be open first phase in each province 7 branches, and the second phase in each district is 77 branches as a pilot project in future where there are very remote areas. So Nepal is a very remote area. So these are the board directors and executive members of the pictures here. So similarly here the medical team of the volunteers. Here is the 2 doctors is wearing the apron. The name is Dr. Buddha Bahadur Karki. He's a consultant of the diabetes and thyroid. Similar, the left side is Dr. Anant Aryal. He's a geriatrician. These two doctors are working in the National Hospital in Nepal. The name is Bir Hospital. So they are contributing as a volunteer for the senior citizen Chautari. So here is the volunteers. We have 8 locations. We have 8 branches. So the volunteers are almost, we have 50 people is supporting for senior citizens. All are working as a free for to senior citizen Chautari. This is great news for senior citizen. I would like to thanks to entire the volunteers to supporting for senior citizen Chautari. So especially the senior citizen Chautari is giving the this is a health record book for individuals who are serving to activities for senior citizens. Like we are making the health status recording book every week. We are making the camp, and we are checking the blood pressure and pulse, oxygen level, weight, and blood sugar like fasting and the PP and random. So here is the start data. Also, we are recording here. Then the senior citizen can evaluate their status of the situation. So if it's over the base of the normal, then we are referring to doctors. The Dr. Buddha Kargi and Anand Aryal will check up. And we are not providing medicine, only providing for this free blood pressure checkup and sugar checkup. Then we are providing the medical checkup by doctors. So these are we are serving for the older people. So this is the volunteers are recording the blood pressure. This is some snap. So this one is the sugar, diabetes. So similar, the senior citizen doing the other part is chair yoga. Chair yoga is most important for the senior citizens. So I'm learning from the America. When I was in the America, I learned the chair yoga. Then the same chair yoga is doing in the Nepal. So that's why the benefit of chair yogas are the low impact on joints, improve flexibility, reduce stress, help manage pain, and improve circulation, prevent depression and anxiety, improve balance, and helps lower blood pressure. So mostly, especially the chair yoga's benefit is blood circulation is most important. So that's good for the health. So similarly, regular physical activity helps to prevent and treat non-communicable diseases such as the heart disease, stroke, diabetes, blood pressure, breast cancer, colon cancer. It can also improve the mental health, so quality life and well-being. So here is the one slogan: let's be active, let's beat non-communicable disease. If we do more activities, that is good for the health. So here's some pictures of chair yoga, what I'm doing every week. So these are the pictures of the chair yoga. So similarly, we have one open the senior citizen, the public park. So these people are going to exercise in the public park so every day. Like this one, even myself also going here, we can see the picture. Okay, currently I'm a PhD scholar. My subject is quality life of elder people. So exploratory study of senior citizens of Godavari municipality. Godavari municipality is my hometown. So I'm taking the senior citizens research in my hometown. So recently, I collected the data collection the last 3 months before. So this project is going to analyze phase now. Very soon I'm finishing my analysis and I will submit my thesis to university. So this is my hometown. There is divided into 14 odas. I mean, then I decided divided in the 14 cluster to collect the data. So I collected 550 from these 14 odas. So this is the quality of life, the component, which one is good for, if is this kind of the figure is showing here. So health, social relationships, emotional well-being, quality of life, environment, and personal safety, work, financial, material well-being, belongings. These things are the quality lives, these are. Then when I work in the social work, the government and the national also awarded me. So this is awarded on 26 December 2009 from the President Mrs. Vidya Devi Bhandari by evaluating social contribution in the field of senior citizens on behalf of First National Senior Citizen Day of Nepal. So in Nepal, we are starting from this Senior Citizen Day in Nepal also. So the same day I was awarded from the president. So this is the one pictures. Which one is a Senior Citizens Activities Center? This is the all. See, this jungle is close to this headquarters of the Senior Citizen Chautari. This is only 5-minute distance from here. So there is we can play here the badminton, and this is walking trail here. So this is almost 75% already constructed, and we are activity center here. So maybe very soon this completely this kind of this is a DPR. This one the activity center. So in future, I'm planning to make this one international level senior citizen friendly environment building plan. This is my plan. We don't have any fund for this program. Just I'm preparing. If I want to make this kind of international level of the activity center, so more senior citizens will be able to grab this opportunity. That's why I'm planning this kind of building in future. That's why the Senior Citizen Chautari has been discovering donors for buying land and take initiation to construct Senior Citizen Chautari own Senior Citizen friendly environment building in the Thecho Lalitpur, where is currently is a headquarters of the Senior Citizen Chautari. So thank you so much. This is my final presentation for today. So here is some information, my contact number, email address. I would like to humble request to watch once the website of the Senior Citizen Chautari. Here we can see, and you can take the picture and you can see it later. So I'm expecting your feedback and suggestions for to best what I can do best from the after this my presentation. So thank you so much. So finally, I would like to express sincere thanks to the respected Kaciljaan Brown for providing this opportunity. Thank you so much. Currently, I'm waiting for your more questions for the suggestions for the clarification about the senior citizens, and waiting for your feedback for to develop in future for senior citizens activities, for healthy activities for senior citizens in community. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry for the bothering for my internet for a few minutes. Thank you. Namaste. I'm waiting your questions for the more clarification about senior citizen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Excellent job.
Hi, Catherine. Finish my presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, you can stop sharing and we will open the floor for questions. I really appreciate Bal Krishna. I didn't realize that you are retired and that you just are doing this whole new endeavor in retirement.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Uh-oh. I seem to have lost.
It will help me to active for myself also.
Okay, here's a question from Susana. Welcome. Good to see you from Indonesia.
Hi, hello, Catherine,
Good to see
Prof.
you.
Takeo, and everyone. I see Kulan here too. Very nice to
For the
meeting you
questions.
again. Yes, congratulations, Krishna, for your wonderful project. I saw the male engagement in your project was quite high. It's nearly half of the participants are male. And since I'm also running similar program here in Indonesia, but most of the participants are female elder people. So could you please share your experience in recruiting the male participants, especially the older persons, in joining your active aging activities? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for questions. So we have some pictures I showing the female and male. We have a lot of the male and female is same figure here in my community. So this picture is showing only the some collection, but we have a lot of same male and female we have elder people coming for our the clinic program.
Great.
So far my answer. Anything else?
Yeah, that's great. Go
Do you have
ahead.
any special tips to recruit the male participants? I mean, many of sorry, it is happened in Indonesia, maybe in some other countries. If we asking male older people, especially those who are retired, they are likely hesitate to join with the community's activity. So I was surprising that yours is quite high. And do you have any reward? And also one more question is, who is funding your project? Is it of totally voluntary or any support from the government or some others?
That's a good question. Thank you so much. But the financially is the most important things I know. This is the base of the backbone of the financial. So it means. So I made the senior citizen public park. That's under my name. So behalf of my mom's memory, I made myself spend a lot of money for the park. So then I'm starting same things for this organization. So currently, after 2-3 years, then the government is supporting like a partial for this.
Wow. So
Without paying. So I mean, fully voluntary supporting. That's why I want to continue for this program.
So
Have you listened to my sound?
yeah, we got it. We got it. So
Thank you.
Didar, I also saw there's lots of men
Okay,
in your
thank you.
program. Didar, you had a very high response from men.
Yeah, so
Yes.
maybe I do have a question for Suzanne as well. So before that, I want to share that there might be some culturally protective factors that might benefit Mr. Bal Krishna Youth Program, because the culture we do share in both in Bangladesh and also in Indonesia, because we are Muslim desert countries. So the activism, the nature of productive activities you have been running, it might be a challenging one. But since Bangladesh is highly male dominated, and most of the productive aging activities in the outside, including paid work or even like volunteering or engaging in cultural activities, are mostly by and large are male dominated. So still some nonprofit organizations, maybe some religious organizations, they do have some programs for women, but it's mostly for older men. And because of like cultural outlook, also even our policies, programs are based on the cultural outlook, so far I understand. So yeah, so my question is to Susan for you, that do you find like within a Muslim society, do you find any protective factors or any challenge while facilitating this type of programs?
I'm not sure, but some of the in Indonesian culture, we are mostly male older people are working outside, and after they get retired, they don't have community engagement in their hometown. So therefore, if they going out with the community, they likely to shy or hesitate to join with other engagement. So I think that the post retirement social engagement is quite big issues in our country, especially. So as compared with the female participants in Indonesia, most of the female, although they are many of them are working outside, but still they have social engagement, and they have their own social activities aside from their daily work at their office. But so after retirement, they are not likely to have to suffer from social isolation like what male has. I think that could be interested to be any suggestion from all the experts, maybe Ogawa Sensei or Catherine?
Yeah, I know that Dr. Bala has a question.
Okay.
Dr. Bala? Dr.
Yes,
Bala, go ahead.
hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Mr. Zain was telling about that, I mean, the age aged women and all were not given much importance by the government. But why that is there? Why? Age and I mean the gender have no importance, was not given any importance by the government. He said about it. So, yes.
The sound is not
May
coming
know
clearly
why
now.
it
So
has been.
can you write in the
Even we should have the disparity between man and woman. That's my question. That's all.
Mhm.
Mr. Hussain, first speaker.
Yeah. So Kala, what do you think about that? Do men participate more or women participate more in Taiwan, in Paiwan tribe?
In my observation, during my dissertation work in Taiwan, in our daycare station, they were more likely to be more female participants because the male participants, they probably were busy for the work because most of the family, they still relied on the male to make money, or they still have like a, because they don't think, I believe we found that male participants, they are more likely to say themselves are not elder enough. They are not old enough to participate in the daycare station.
Yeah.
We found out because maybe this it's a traditional things, because that's our conclude.
Yeah. Interesting. Jackie has her hand up. What is your comment, Jackie?
Oh yeah, thank you for this really wonderfully interesting conference symposium. I was just wondering, we talk about the daycare centers in your countries, and here in Japan, although relatively is cheaper in comparison to what we would find in America, the daycare centers for elderly or senior citizens are quite expensive in the United States. But also here in Japan, people who want to attend daycare according to the level of their health condition do have to pay. And so I'm just wondering what the economic situation for in your countries, people who are receiving care or attending these daycare. That's question number one. And then question number two is, when I do field work here in Japan of ethnic minority daycare facilities, the majority are women, because of the fact that, I guess they live longer. And then not only due to their longevity, but the men feel like they are not able to find their sense of place or belonging in these daycare because they feel uncomfortable, for example, with certain activities, or they feel like, the women are, outnumbering their presence in the daycare. And so they feel a certain sense of not belonging. So I'm just wondering, this is kind of like across cultures and across borders, it seems. So how to deal with, or how to ameliorate the sense of not feeling a sense of belonging for men within these daycare facilities or whatnot. So it's a twofold question.
For three of us, or done for me?
Yeah, all three, I guess.
I think Kala start us off, and then Didar, and then Bal Krishna.
For current daycare stations in Taiwan, especially in indigenous communities, they are free. They are free to join because this is under the long-term care policy of the Taiwanese government. So they say maybe we should build a space for the elders to participate, and they can have any kinds of activities there. But in my research, we found that they are more likely to be female to participate. But yes, so in my research, they also provide some good suggestion, like they say, because with this the daycare stations, the male participant cannot really go to work, because they have to they have to manage the work, and instead of going to the daycare station. So we try to in my dissertation, we believe that because the daycare station is not from our community and not from our traditions, so we feel maybe there will be another flexibility for further. Yeah, so far I can provide this answer. Yeah.
So Didar, are there daycare stations in Bangladesh?
Yeah, so literally there is nothing for daycare center, but we do have, I would say, from both government level, also from kind of charitable level. I mean, those are rich people, they want to do charity, they do like establish old home for older adults, those are free. But the entire culture is against kind of old home, or even kind of against daycare center for older adults. We don't have any daycare center, but yeah, I am representing a Bangladeshi organization. That's what you mentioned, Catherine, that Bangladesh Gerontological Association. So some of our members, they recently established a couple of daycare center for older adults, but mostly kind of those are social business, and they're kind of doing business, generating money. So only rich people, those like having money, they can pay. So these are very limited. But even we do have like poetry, we do have like song against daycares, not daycares, against old age and old home, that if you send your parents, your grandparents to old home, it's kind of like social stigma. So this is where actually we are intervening, that kind of sensitizing communities. Maybe we are not promoting old home or kind of inter-residential facilities for older adults, but still, if we could facilitate more daycare centers similar to children for older adults, that would be really great helps, because societies, especially in urban societies, even in rural societies, are transitioning. So we don't have a like traditional caregiving system functionable for older adults. So this is the high time to generate more daycare centers for older adults, so that our working group, especially young family members, they can go to work. In the meantime, they should not be worried about their parents. So that's what we are doing. But literally, if you ask me how many, maybe a couple of, and still they are not like very well established, and they just started it.
Yeah. And Bal Krishna, are there many senior centers for elderly in Nepal, or are you the first one?
Yes. We have a lot of the daycare center right now. So every area is
Every area has one? Oops. Okay, well, I think we are having troubles with the internet. So anyway, we have been together for an hour and a half. So I'd like to close now, but thank you very much for coming tonight. This was a fascinating discussion, and it was very, very enlightening to me to learn about 3 countries that we don't often hear about, and different communities. So thank you very much to our speakers, Dr. Hossain, Dr. Huang, and Dr. Thapa Magar. He will be a doctor soon. Oh, Moira, it's early there, early times there in France. She's just waking up. But thank you for joining, and thank you all who who came tonight and participated. It was a wonderful session. So we'll see you next month. Next month, we are having a very interesting session from New Zealand, and hopefully it is a better time for some of you next time. But thank you, and thank you, Didar, for coming late, staying late, and Moira for coming early, and thanks everyone. Okay, take care. See you next month.
Professor Huang, thank you, Professor.
Hello.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you very much.
Now, okay, I can start.
Oh, no, sorry, we just
That's it.
closed. We just closed.